Which man want to marry you when they know that you have slept with different men? God forbid. I know what I'm saying might be painful. Listen, the truth is better. It's bitter, but it's better for us. You are just arrogant. You see your senior, you cannot greet them. You'll be looking at them and misbehaving. You are doing all manner of things. And yet, you don't even have a father that has a name. There is no man that wants to marry a woman that is not submissive. There are many people saying, oh, when I'm married, I will be a good wife. No, you are supposed to be a wife before they marry you. That's the problem. There are many women everywhere, but when you want to marry, you will know there are few wives. The Bible didn't say he that findeth a woman. It said he that findeth a wife, findeth what? A good thing, and obtaineth what? Favor. You want to marry, but you desire to marry, but you have refused to develop the capacity to be a wife. Men are not looking for women, they are looking for wife. So you have to be a wife first before a man comes to you. He that findeth a wife, findeth a wife. Ah, this girl is too submissive, this girl is teachable, you correct her, she will hear. That's what it means.
Some people may say, how do you know he's responding to Doris Ogala? But listen to his statement. He says, you're a young lady, you're not married. And you're saying you're disrespectful, you're saying you know well. I don't think it's far-fetched if somebody assumes he's responding to Doris. Especially if this is happening after Doris' video leaked. But now, a few things I want to point out from this. Dear Pastor, when did you find out about this character flaw that you're talking about? When do you find out that she's disrespectful? In 8 years, let's assume what she's saying is correct. In 8 years, you did not realize that her character is bad. 1 year, 2nd year, all the way to 8. And now you're engaged to somebody else, you want to talk about character. Jail, in that speech, not to say that what he's saying is wrong. No, he's right. Character matters. And even Doris herself, while she was making her video, she was saying, I look like who well for your eye. I know well. Do I behave like somebody who well? I was like, how do we know? We don't know. So for her to be saying that by herself is concerning. What I'm asking is, where are her family, the sisters? Okay, maybe she mentioned that the pastor had married her only brother. So maybe she doesn't have other siblings. I don't know. What about cousins, aunties? You have built relationship. She was the one that was going about fighting for Sammy, if you remember, when Regina Daniels' brother was locked up. So I heard at that time that she's close friends with Regina's mom. So where is Regina's mom? Where are all these people? Why didn't you make a call to them? You're online saying you know well. So what this pastor is saying is not completely wrong. But my point is, he is not in the position to be saying it. Especially not now. Okay, let's leave that aside for now.
Which man wants to marry you when they know that you have slept with different men? God forbid.
He also mentioned, which man wants to marry who know well? Which man wants to marry you when they know you have slept with different men? If what this lady is saying is true, Pastor, you're one of the men. Your own is even worse because you're a pastor. You're supposed to be teaching us to stay away from adultery and fornication. You're supposed to be leading by example. To whom much is given, much is required. What happened to the old-time leaders, old-time pastors, spiritual leaders? What is happening nowadays? This is why people don't respect Christianity anymore. Do you know people don't even go to church anymore? After COVID, a lot of people stopped going to church because of all this nonsense that we keep hearing from pastors. One scandal after another. One scandal after another. In olden days, if a pastor as much as have a tiny little scandal, is a big deal. They can't pastor anymore. They will have to go into sabbatical. They will have to do. Nowadays, a pastor will have a scandal today and mount pulpit tomorrow. When did you do the repentance? When did you do the cleansing? When did you pray? Our God is so merciful. And have you noticed that this pastor did not even bother to come and debunk anything? That means if it's true, it's true. He's not even seeing it from that angle, that were you sleeping with her to begin with. He's busy talking about her character. And he said, who won't marry who know well? I don't blame him for that, because God, Doris Ogala, like I said before, also say, I know well. I look like who well for your eyes. But anyway, let's continue.
You are doing all manner of things. Yet, you don't even have a father that have a name.
Okay, he said you don't even have a father that have a name. So, sir, excuse me, sir. What is your point? So if you have a father that have a name, you can misbehave, you can sleep around, disregard your elders. How did that statement enter? Anyway, let's continue.
Marry a woman that is not submissive. No, you are supposed to be a wife before they marry you.
So before you marry, you're supposed to be acting like a wife before they go marry you. Pastor Chris also mentioned that a woman have to be submissive. This girl is teachable. You have to be able to correct her. Well, that's the society we live in. They don't really believe in equal partnership. The man is always kind of the head of the home and we lead the woman. There's nothing wrong with that when we have men that are following Christ and they know what to do. But the problem comes when the men that you're supposed to be following, submitting to, is not submitting to Christ. It becomes a problem. There are pastors that actually preach, even if your husband is driving into a den or into a lake or something they're doing something is dangerous. They say keep quiet and follow him. Maybe when he now gets there, he will find out that he's wrong and he will now turn back. And I want to ask, what if it's too late? What if that place they went have caused some damages? So the thing is, this submissive thing is a debate that have been ongoing for ages. It will not end today. But what I want to tell my men is, when you're looking for a woman to submit to you, be sure that you are following Christ. Be sure that you are carrying the woman along. Be sure you are making good decisions. Otherwise, it's okay to discuss things with your wife because you never know who might have a better idea. Some people are better at different areas. Your wife may know finances better than you, and you may know other things. So there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel from your wife. It doesn't mean they're not submitting to you. It just means that you're combining knowledge and making the best decision. When the push comes to shove, yes, I myself do believe in that men are the head of the home. I believe that. I'm not fighting headship with any man. But I also have seen people that the man doesn't know what they're doing. And if that man doesn't know what they're doing and you're submitting to him, the family will go into craziness. That is the problem with that. Some men that have wisdom, they will know when to bring in the wife, where the wife's strength lies. That is part of knowing your partner. And then you can harness her strength, combine it with yours, and you push the family forward better. So this submissive thing, don't take it so literally. Don't take it as being a dictator. Take it as being a leader, which a leader is supposed to actually serve. I think if we understand what submission means and what it's supposed to be, a lot of couples will not be having problem with submission. Women will not have problem submitting. Men will not have problem with a woman not submitting because both of them will understand and they will both work together and move the family forward. Well, this video is about Pastor Chris's response. He's implying that maybe the reason he didn't go ahead with Doris is because of character. We don't know. Till today, it's still all allegedly. But in any case, I don't know if to say we wish him well in his new marriage. I've seen the wife. The wife is equally beautiful and they're all loved up. We're just watching. They brought this online, so we will talk about it and we will use it to learn lessons. Other people can protect themselves and not fall into the same problem. Thank you all for watching. As usual, drop your comment down below. What do you think of what Pastor Chris is saying? Do you think it's BS? Do you think he needs to be quiet? Or do you think what he's saying makes sense? Let's rub minds together. Thank you for watching. Until next time, God bless you. Bye.